Hey y'all, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. It is super early outside. Sorry, my neighbor's dogs can see me, so they barking at us today. But good morning. It's like 7 something in the morning. The drip irrigation ain't even came on, but me and Buddy outside because we got some garden maintenance to do. And I gotta see if there's anything I need to harvest because I have been neglecting the garden. Um, but we'll talk about that. Come on, y'all. Alright, so first thing, like I said, I have been neglecting the garden. Not truly intentionally, but basically like intentionally. Because one thing about gardening, it can get very overwhelming very quickly. And each year my scale of gardening gets a little bigger. And this year is the biggest so far. Because, you know, everybody starts at different levels. And today, as you see in the last video, I said I needed to prune the tomatoes. Well, I haven't come out to do that just yet, and it's the bottom ones that I want to make sure to prune because in my area there's a number of reasons tomatoes are best to be pruned. Number one, it's going to look more uniform to me. Number two, I'm going to prune my tomatoes back so that I don't have to worry about possible blight because I live in a humid environment that blight will easily occur if I don't keep a handle on it. This okra is ready. I don't even know what number I am on to why I want to sit here and cut these back. One, it's pretty. Two, it increases airflow so that'll, three, prevent blight. Number four, hopefully I don't have so much foliage that spiders and stuff really want to be here. Granted, I love seeing them and everything like that, but I'd rather have less spiders and more fruit, and it'll help me to actually hang them up better because y'all saw in the last video my tomatoes are falling over in here. And I want to also be able to get to my green beans because I really don't want them all to go to seed. I want to actually harvest some to have, but we'll see how it goes. So, alright y'all, I think this year I just let it lose me. There's too many spiders in there. I don't want to prune so much back, or if I do, it's going to have to be for me sticking my hand inside of there to do that. But I got 2 of them stripped so far. I'm going to try to strip some other ones, but oh my gosh, there's so many spiders in there, y'all. Next year, this design will definitely not be it. Because spiders are literally like making webs from one side to the other. That is a big no-no. I'm going to have to go around and see if there is any tomatoes ready on the other side, which I saw there should be. And then we're going to get some zinnias and we're going to go through the rest of the yard, y'all. Come on. Oh my gosh. See, y'all, this is what I'm talking about. You see that? They're just taking over different areas of the yard and I'm not liking it. This is probably why it's important that you come out, and it's so unfortunate because I'm about to have to knock this down so I can get back there and get these tomatoes. I'm going to try to go on the other side first. But that way you can't let spiders and stuff stop you from getting your harvest. So I got to see if I can get through on the other side. Otherwise, poor little spider about to find another home. Now there's some cherry tomatoes right here that I can get too that I'm going to go ahead and get. Y'all, I'm trying to allow as many spiders to live in the garden as possible. However, the amount that I'm seeing, some of these bad jokers may honestly get kicked out. I think this is an aphid infestation on this okra leaf. I just cut it off, y'all. Yeah, I got aphids now in the garden, so time to cut off that burgundy okra. I don't know why the aphids are out. I did notice, yeah, it's all over this okra, so I'm gonna put this right there where them spiders are at. Because some of my spiders are big. Some of these spiders are almost as big as the palm of my hand, y'all. So I'm gonna let the spiders enjoy whatever they want off of that. I need to come and weed eat certain areas of the garden. I have a lot of gnats on my tomatoes. I've never seen that before. So I don't know how normal that should be or is or anything like that. But I'm gonna just be honest with you all. I'm giving the spiders time to live here and everything like that, because as time progresses, when it's time for me to truly harvest, I'm gonna come out with like a duster, and they're just gonna relocate themselves in the garden, because there's plenty of areas of where they could go. But anywho, let's get this zinnia that I think is so freaking beautiful. I want to save as many seeds of this zinnia as possible because I got it from rareseeds.com. Unfortunately, it is part of a spider's nest. I mean web, but that is so pretty to me. Y'all, we're definitely going to be getting green beans, because the green beans that I've left in these beds that I thought was dying back, no, they're coming back with a vengeance. So I'm excited. We got another African blue disc daisy I see that's about to open up too. So stinking cute. We're gonna see if we have any honey nut or butternut squashes ready too. Okay, let's go. I gotta be careful around here because this is where like a lot of the spiders are at, so bear with me as we maneuver around. So do you all see the African blue disc? It's about to open. Do y'all remember I told y'all I thought this was a zucchini and I got a hollyhock growing? Yeah, I know. I don't even know if them things are going to be zucchinis or hollyhocks. They look like hollyhocks too in a green stock. Let's see how that goes. I just got a blushing tomato and there's cucumber beetles out again. My biggest tip is to make sure to be on top of the garden, because I was not as on top of things as I thought I was. Things are getting away from me. And I'm so ready to pull these daggone Roma tomatoes because they just look horrible. Look horrible. And then of course I found more squash bug eggs or leaf-footed bug eggs, whichever one. They're all going in the top of that green stock. I need to really bring a bag out and start, you know, getting rid of them. My bad, y'all. I must apologize. I walked down there to put them squash leaf bug eggs in the top of one of the green stalks and totally forgot to come back out. I'm watering one of the green stalks now because it's still producing strawberries. I really want to try to catch the flowers though, so I do need to start coming out here like every day to catch the flowers, because I wanted to start working on producing new strawberry plants, because a good amount of strawberries per each plant that I got didn't really survive. Like, you know, I got 25 and then I got like 2 extra for each one. About 2 extra for each one. Well, One of them that I got, I mean, over half of the 25 didn't sit here and wake up. So I'm trying to see if it's going to start to reproduce, you know, its runners. I see it starting to now have some. Because at first only the Ozark, I believe is what it is, had some. I see the radishes coming up too. And it looks like something's eating it, but I don't know how something could be eating it because the radishes are at the very top. Let's just say this year the garden is very unruly, and I am having a difficult time keeping up with organization of it because my condensed gardening, but mainly because of what's in the garden. Because the things that are unruly are the things that really need their own area to flourish and things like that, and put them somewhere else. And I have somewhere else in mind of where I'm gonna let them grow next year. But for now, let's get back into looking at the garden while I do some maintenance, because it was a flop for me to do them tomatoes. I'm gonna have to come out, like I said, with a duster or something. I got one of these spiders that I showed y'all the other day that's probably as big as the palm of my hand now. And these are the native spiders that I see every year, no matter where I live in the state. They still freak me out. So we'll probably get some basil today. Can you tell I'm freaked out? I can see it from where I'm standing. We'll get some basil. I don't like pesto, but my family do. So I guess I'll make them some and jar it up. I don't know if you can pesto. We can freeze it though. That's why I keep these clips close. These aren't going to work for me next year. But this year, it's all about using what you have. Though I know I've added things to the garden. I'm going to see if I cut these back, because it's later in the season, if they'll look any better. But this is what blight looks like. It's all fungal. Almost looks like a rust. I hope I'm not spreading it to these watermelons. Let's cut them off, because I'm laying it right here. Interesting, y'all, though, is that whatever critters were here from them tomatoes that I dropped, that they had already either split or they had already took a bite out of while being in the garden bed, are gone. So whatever's coming in the yard ate those. We got more peppers on the way. Hey. Okay, I'm moving everything out the way so I can make sure. Oh, here's another one, y'all. Here's another one. There's a few spitzes. These ain't the biggest celery, and they're going to get bigger because I'm going to leave them until almost fall time, because they'll get even sweeter. And that'll be around the time when we're making cornbread stuffing and all of that fun stuff to where we really need it. Or, you know, it'll be soup season. So we're going to keep letting it grow. But something about the smell of celery, I wanted it in my nose today. That's the best I got for you. I think it's about time to harvest the potatoes. I guess we can do that maybe later today in another video. Because I do want to go ahead and start some cantaloupe. And like I told my aunt, because there was a subscriber, Custom Crochet, She had mentioned things that was going on in her garden, and I told her I would start some cantaloupe. Girl, I ain't gonna hold you. It's been probably 3-4 days since I told you that, and I am really pushing the envelope, but I want to get it started. And what better way than to use the soil over? I'm gonna put it in that Lowe's 5-gallon bucket that I got. Don't know where I got it, but we're gonna put it in there, and we're gonna put 2 different varieties in there. You'll see it though, because I'll probably do it at the end of this video, or whenever we do the potato harvest, you know. We'll do it like that. Let's go to the other bed, because I feel like I'm rambling and we just sitting in places. Edits ain't gonna show that, but that's what I feel like, okay? There's another pepper coming on. This pepper plant is really big. I ain't never had my pepper plants this big, so I'm really excited for my harvest this year. We got another watermelon, and on the last video y'all saw that we harvested the red watermelons. I believe those was crimson red, and all I know is whatever it was, I pulled it up because I didn't want those. I only want green and yellow. I only want orange and yellow. All right, y'all, I went to go move the water hose. Do y'all see these? These are the pole beans. I'm excited to see what they look like when they start flowering. This is one of the areas I need to weed eat. Another thing I noticed is I'm going to have to pull the calendula up because it has some type of fungal disease, which could also be blight. Now, y'all, don't forget, I do got carrots in this pepper bed. So once the peppers are done, we will definitely be, you know, coming out to get carrots. So I see a whole colony of squash bugs on these calendula plants. So I'm gonna cut them at the base and just let them drop. I need to weed eat over here, y'all. I'm gonna have to get rid of some of this squash too. I'm trying to give it some time, but I'm gonna have to get rid of some of this squash because it's just unruly too much in certain areas. And once I weed eat and everything like that, I can really redirect some of these watermelon. Y'all, so my main objective is to sit here and actually try to get more breathable air room for my plants that are actually thriving right now. So these squashes, I was actually speaking to you all during this process, but for whatever reason the audio did not capture. But I was just showing you damage from vine borers and how my squashes were still surviving. They were creating roots in different areas of the soil, as well as before I had this landscaping fabric down, they were just trailing out like how tomatoes which is a vining plant, and creating roots where they lay in the ground. And that's what I do enjoy about squashes. Ultimately, you will also see me doing some little A-town stumps on the little ground or whatever, because I'm over here walking on squash bugs. Whoa, that's exactly what I was singing in my head, okay, and actually out loud to you all. I wish you all could hear the audio. But these are some of the plants that I'm pulling that are not producing anything. The only thing that I pulled that was producing something was my acorn squash plant. But I mean, even look at that vine borer damage. It's so wild. And then my corn, they over here doing the gangsta lean, and you know, I'm trying to sit here and make sure they stay as straight as possible. I did not know about the bottom roots of corn and how they come out of the ground, y'all. I wish I had a slow-mo or a visual of that. Ultimately, all I did leave for the squash plants was the Cinderella pumpkin and that jack-o'-lantern vine, and I singled it out to just literally that vine and nothing else. Over here, I'm just going through watering because, you know, my tubing still has yet to come in, y'all. Can you believe it? I know, right? So I'm hoping that it'll be coming in here soon. I don't know why it was such a huge delay, but I'm hoping it comes in sometime this week. But in the meantime, I'm harvesting flat green beans, the Italian kind. And honestly, that's going to wrap up the video for you all. I hope you all enjoyed me doing some garden maintenance, just chit-chatting with you all. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we have no damage to these squashes. Bye. God bless you.